Hello everyone, my name is Himnish Goel, and I welcome you all to the Everyday Consultants podcast show, where we talk about the uncertain trajectory it takes for stepping into the shoes of a consultant's mind, from adapting to constantly learn through research and develop their theories, objectives, and opinions, for advising businesses from their area of expertise to communicate the fine line between an SME and polymath. Thanks for taking the time to join me, and let's tune in today's episode of learning more about the benefits from opportunities that come with a trade-off in competition being at its peak rise. You might say all the time or majority of the time, but consulting is a cutthroat industry, which means there's a lot of competition amongst others for performing at a high level that helps in showing yourself as the SME brand who knows it all. It also brings a bag of stress along with it, meaning that every employee working at a consulting company is carrying throughout every second, minute, hour, day, week, month, and year, covering the 365 calendar full of unexpected events that we would never expect for happening during those moments, of occasions to even take place at first hand. By making a list of those achievements you've accomplished with every project, it helps us show what works you have done and where your strengths and weaknesses lie within every role that you play in that project or in staff. And as simple as that, it goes to say that fame, greed, power, kind of one of the most main topics of interest that come to a consultant's mind, because a lot of the times they decide what's important because in those 5 years, 80% of what you do today will turn into something that's busy work. So that also goes into some performing at higher level of expectation, where they put sleep, food, and exercise at their top priorities because it increases the focus, it motivates you, and boosts the energy levels. And they usually run under the 2-minute to 5-minute rule, which is you can do something by replying to an email or house tour under those 2 minutes, or plan it for later. But doing it in the future will take 5 minutes more, so writing it down on a sticky note or something won't help in any sort of case or scenario. But that 5-minute rule is the biggest cure against those procrastinators. And they make these productivity quick tips for themselves that they rise above the occasion of everyone else. And I think prioritizing yourself and the tasks that you see as a filter that you would use in Excel makes it more easier than done to see benefits all the time without having to be in the darkness of what's those trade-offs, such as fear, anxiety, not remembering your style of words and sentences and paragraphs to be at your peak performance, trying to have a memory like a cloud database, and double doing everything, which is like in a sense of being fear and just unsure if these are certain at the facts of your mind and thoughts. So that filter that I was saying is new tasks that come in, delayed tasks that come in, or the reoccurring ones, and looking at which ones are the no or never again, the perhaps, yes but now, yes but not anyone, yes but that's not me, and yes that is me, and looking at, okay, which one's less than 5 minutes equals now, which one's greater than 15 minutes, then putting that on the calendar, and ones that are 5 to 15 minutes, and anywhere flexible between that period is just kind of a reminder in your head. And the more you make simplicity at your core top, the more you go towards being those business owners, those entrepreneurs, those vision leaders, because they have 1,000 things, just like how every other ordinary human does. Everyone simplifies everything. Whether you're a consultant, whether you're and that can be any sort of consultant that's working in a consulting company, such as the one that I'm working for, or any of the other ones that are out there in the corporate world, or anywhere between something like a freelancing consultant doing the work for clients, or even having a consultant's mind in any industry. You need to figure out your filters for putting the line of just seeing the opportunities, because when trade-off comes, it comes hard, and you just think that it's on you, that the pressure is on you to perform at the 100%, but you're not always going to. You're going to perform at 100% with 2-3 projects, and then the next one's going to be a total, I can't get out of my head, I'm not that genius, I don't have that memory, or I need to use these many tools, or kind of the to-do managers, the iCal, the Google Calendar, which is all great for if you're using it the right way. The more you get stuck in that mindset, and routine beats tools, and it saves you as many hours that you can ever think about. So try time boxing what's at hand to get that done and to be efficient at what's next and what do I need to focus on. Nothing else, no phones, no talking to people, no Facebook, none of that happening. Just focusing what it's hand. And I think that's the message I'm trying to portray when it comes to looking at the opportunities that benefit you at a simple cost that keep you efficient without having to trade off anything in terms of thinking about potential competition that's at rise and what might happen in that scenario, because it's always going to be there. As humans, competition is what gets us to do better in result of anything we had ever thought about. So I think that's a great stopping point for today's episode, and I think for everyone, I want you to think about one thing. Who do you want to be when it comes to looking at a lens of taking everything as an opportunity and kind of filtering those senses of perception versus living in that darkness of moment where there is no opportunity surrounding you because all you see is gray and shades of multiple gray. Until next time, stay tuned, be broad, be happy, and looking forward to another episode of Everyday Consultants. See ya. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast and also leave a review of how much you enjoyed listening to Everyday Consultants. While you're at it, be sure to provide any feedback you might have on my LinkedIn posts in the comments below. If you know of a friend who's curious about learning quick bites of information regarding the life of a consultant, then be sure to recommend my show to them or anyone that you think might benefit from listening to it. If you want to connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn, Reddit, and Twitter by searching my name on the platform. If you're interested in looking at some of my other professional content that is currently in the works, then in that case, you can take a look at my Linktree portfolio that can be found below in the description or show notes of this episode. Don't forget to tune in to listening to all episodes of Everyday Consultants, and wherever you are able to find your local podcast. Until next time, stay broad, be curious, and be passionate about listening to a conversation where knowledgeable advice gets provided around the world of consulting about a consultant in our next episode.